The rights of women in Islam. The primitive European knowledge meets the primitive Muslim attitude, and as a result, a situation emerges. Islam rises above both, but neither sides understands, not Muslims, not Europeans today. Both sides just bark at it like a dog barks up to a high tree. The scholars of those branches of Orientalism which are criticizing and mocking Islam, while growing their fattened asses and being only aware of their own literary publications, draw deep conclusions about traditions rooted in the goat culture and present it to the limited-minded zombie masses as an alarming image, saying, well, you see, this awaits you if you let them in, if you give your daughters to them, and if you have a business relationship with them. And this is confirmed by the many beasts who, quoting the Quran, live, think, and act contrary to its spirit. When I separated myself from the literary environment called European high-level science and didn't join today's Muslim communities, I did so that nothing and no one would influence my return to interpreting the original context of the Quran without a bastard holding me up and proving the importance of ass washing 6 times a day as an idea that can only be understood by him. Putting women's rights in this light, let's see what Islam has done for their liberation. Yes, Islam liberated and gave rights to women who couldn't inherit before Islam. They could become subjects of divorce in a zihar way. That means that they could be thrown off the houses with a disgraceful statement without nothing. So they were practically articles of pleasure. It was customary to bury the firstborn girl alive, sacrificing her to the deity, the god of Moloch. If they survived and grew up in Jahiliyyah society, they had no right to express their opinion in comparison what Islam gives for them. Quran 9:71. The believers, men and women, are protectors one of another. They enjoin what is just and forbid what is evil. They observe regular prayers, practice regular charity, and obey Allah and His Messenger. On them will Allah pour His mercy, for Allah is exalted and in power, wise. Quran 30:21. And among His signs is this, that He created for you mates from among yourselves, that you may dwell in tranquility with them, and He has put love and mercy between your hearts. Verily, in that are signs for those who reflect. Quran 4:25. You are one from another. Quran 2:187. They are your garments, and you are their garments. Of the countless quotes, that's all I mentioned in adverts, so men and women are each other's protectors, are created for you mates from among yourselves, that you may dwell in tranquility with them, and He has put love and mercy between your hearts. Forgiveness between you. You are from each other. You are each other's garments. What more is needed? Should I enter to word explanations? I know all this is often not in line with the practice of some Muslim societies, but I also state it is not in line with European practice either. Freedom of speech. Caliph Omar ibn Khattab from the pulpit argued the people that the amount of dowry that is to be given to women should be limited. His speech was interrupted by a woman quoting the Quran, which was contrary to Omar's argument. Omar realized his mistake and modified his speech, hence saying, a woman called back when Omar misinterpreted. Let me ask, not only at that age, but even today, when can a woman intervene in order to question the truth of a speaker preaching in a pulpit? By way of comparison only, I present two passages of epistles from Apostle Paul regarding women's rights. Corinthians 1. Women should remain silent in the churches. They are not allowed to speak, but must be in submission, as the law says. If they want to inquire about something, they should ask their own husbands at home. For it is disgraceful for a woman to speak in church. Timothy 1. A woman should learn in quietness and full submission. I do not permit a woman to teach or to assume authority over a man. She must be quiet. For Adam was formed first, then Eve. And Adam was not the one deceived. It was the woman who was deceived and became a sinner. And here you are, the old boring subject, the inheritance. Why, according to Sharia, does a man inherit twice as much as a woman? If you take a piece of paper and pencil, you can calculate that women inherit much more. There are two reasons for that. On the one hand, the man inherits from only 4 kinds of legacies and the woman from 30. The other reason is the title deed. The man's legacy is to expand it to his family. So this represents the sustenance of his wife, children, parents. The women's legacy is a guarantee. It is a deposit that the family has nothing to do with it. It's about to invest or start a new life out of it in the event of a divorce. Huge difference. In the European consideration that values itself as a superior above all, women have much less rights, as in the prescribed thesis of the classical Islam. I emphasize the classical Islam. Europe is experiencing the age of family crisis. That is why I have a cold shiver when hear that on the basis of European consideration, women must be freed from Islam in order to have their rights. The one who is aware of the Quran knows that it is the other way around. The guarantees of the Quran must be returned back to women so that they can regain their rights inside and outside the Islamic countries. Yes, Arabs and Muslims. Sorry, I was talking about something else. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.